Maddie and Kaylee, and today we are going to be doing something a little bit different. This is my friend Kaylee. She is from California and she is visiting right now. If you watched my last video, you would know, but not a lot of people watched it. It's because I didn't clickbait. So yeah, she had a baby when she was 19, so she was also a teen mom. She is now 20 and her daughter will be 1 in January. Right? Yep. Okay. Just wanted to make sure because I always get things wrong. But I had my daughter at 14, if y'all didn't already know. If you didn't already know, what are you doing here? But today we're just going to be talking about the differences of being a teen mom at different ages. Because obviously 14 and 19 are a huge age gap. Yeah. 5 years. And we were both still considered teen moms, but under different circumstances. Because she was pregnant at 19 and I was pregnant at 14. So, we're just going to talk about how it was different for both of us, how age played a role in parenthood and teen parenthood, and what was different, what was the same, and yeah. Okay, so first I think we want to talk about how our parents reacted. My parents reacted pretty positively, but that's not really the case in most.
I feel like that rarely happens with 14-year-olds.
Yeah. Yeah, my parents were really like supportive, but I feel like most people who get pregnant at 14 don't have the same circumstances. So that's kind of rare. So what about you?
So I was 19, so 5 years is like a really big age gap. But I mean, my parents, I was so deathly afraid of telling my parents, even being 19, it's still looked on so badly. And it's
like you were a whole adult.
Yeah, pretty much, but I'm still a teen. And I was so scared of telling my parents. I was deathly afraid, like, oh my god. I was moved out of the house at the time. Yeah. I moved out when I was 17. And so I was still afraid to tell my parents because I was going to be the first one in my whole family to finish college. And that was everyone's like goal for me. And so when I told my parents, my mom was actually very supportive, which was really nice.
Was she excited?
She was, but she was trying so hard to be mad at me because she didn't want me to like think it was okay. Yeah. So she was like, I called her and I was like, you're gonna be grandma, and she's like, what? And then she started screaming, like being happy, and then she's like, wait a minute, Kaylee, you're only 19. And I was like, oh. And then she was actually happy though. She went with me to all the ultrasounds. She was the most excited out of anyone. Aww. And then I was so scared of telling my dad. My mom ended up calling my dad because I was crying to her, telling her that I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that's what my mom did too. My mom told my dad. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I could not do it. I just couldn't. So she called my dad, and then my dad was actually a lot better than I thought he was because he's always told me, like, do not get pregnant. If you do, like, I'm just going to pretty much, I don't know how to say it. He's just going to be disappointed in me. Aww. And so, he ended up calling me, and I was so scared. I was shaking while I answered that phone call, and he just said, like, it's okay, Kaylee, like, I'm here for you. I don't want you to think that I won't be. And he was actually really nice, and he said it would have been a totally different, like, response if I would have still been living with him. Yeah. He just said he would have been so mad at me.
And what about, like, since you and Mason were together for what, 2 years? 2 years, yeah. So before you even got pregnant, so y'all were basically like,
yeah.
In for the long run.
They were so happy that it was Mason too. Yeah. And they were so glad that I've been with him for 2 years. If I've only been with him for a few months, it would have been a totally different response too. Yeah. But since I was with him for so long, and because we were already moved out, it was a totally different response. But yeah, it was overall way better than I thought it would be.
Going to the OBGYN, did they classify your pregnancy as high risk because you were a teenager?
I don't think so.
No.
But when I went there, they were actually like trying to push me to get an abortion. And I was so
That's crazy.
mad. And they told me, so every time I went to the OBGYN, every single time I go there, the first question was, when are you going to get your birth control? When are you going to get birth control after this? So every single time I'd go there, I would get so pissed. I mean, I would get so mad.
You can get pissed on my channel. Okay. It's okay.
I would get so pissed because they were almost pushing me and just like, I feel like they were like mad at me or something. They were just being so rude.
Yeah, that's really unprofessional.
Yeah, why weren't you on birth control and why weren't you on this? And they were just so rude.
You paid them.
Exactly. And then every single time I went, one time they made me watch an actual like birth control like video. Like, you know what you watch in high school, like those videos saying, yeah, they made me watch that. And I was 19 and I was like,
oh my god.
I was like, really?
That's insane. I would have been so mad.
Yeah, they made me watch that, and my mom came in the room because my mom came with me, and my mom's like, why are they making you watch this? You're 19. It's not like you're
a child. Yeah.
And so I was just so mad.
Yeah, my pregnancy was high risk just because I was so young. I had just turned 14.
Maybe that's why.
Yeah, so I was classified as high risk and high risk for fetal demise, which is basically death in utero. Like your baby can just die inside of you if you wait too long to give birth. That's why I was induced.
Oh my gosh.
And she was like high risk for everything. I had to see a specialist every month. I would get at least one sonogram. Just because everything was so high risk.
Gosh.
I was always at the OB, but I ended up having a really healthy baby.
That's really good. They thought I had preeclampsia for the longest time, so I was kind of high risk too, and I had to get monitored.
But it wasn't because of age. Like they never said.
No, yeah, they thought not because of my age, just because I had high blood pressure. And they monitored me when I turned like 27 weeks. I think they monitored me. I had to go in twice a week, every week, to get an ultrasound and like.
That's how it was when I was 37 weeks.
Jeez, yeah. Yeah. They were so scared, and I actually went into labor 2 weeks early, so I was glad because I texted Maddie and I was like, Maddie, how did you get induced? Because I need to be induced. Like this is going by way too slow, and I was so scared, but thankfully I went into labor 2 weeks early.
Yeah, I went into labor 4 days before my due date.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I was induced, so it was really just like a calm birth. Really, like everything was in control, but at the same time it was stressful because we'll get into birth stories in a minute. Yeah. Because we gotta go through the pregnancy part. Yeah. Okay, so when you would go in public, what kind of things would people say when you told them how old you are? Like, would they just be like, oh, okay? Or they'd be like, oh.
It's so funny because when I was pregnant, I just got a lot of stares. No one said anything.
Yeah, I feel that. Like, not a lot of people have the balls to say stuff.
They don't. But as soon as I gave birth to her, people would come up to me and they'd be like, oh, are you her sister? And I was like, dude, I'm freaking 19.
Look, I'm coming up with merch ideas and I want to do like, yes, this is my daughter. Yes, this is my son. Just for like teen moms or young moms. I feel like it would just be so funny. And I feel like a lot of my audience is like on the mom spectrum. Yeah. So I don't know, but merch coming soon. Honestly, I'll give it to you for free. You can rep it. Honestly, that'd be so fun. But how would they react when you would say you're 19 or when you're 20, when you say you're 20?
People would still act like I was your age. Like, it's crazy. People still act like I'm super young. I get asked all the time if it's my sister. Some people have asked me, is that your daughter? And I'm like, yeah. And I just get so many stares. Like, I get more stares with her now than I did when I was pregnant. Maybe because I hid the pregnancy kind of well and I wore baggy shirts.
Yeah, that's how I was. People just probably thought I was fat.
Yeah, same here. So I think that's the case, but it's crazy. Like, I feel like more people stare at me when I'm without Mason than I'm with Mason. When I'm with Mason...
Yeah, because people are so judgmental about single moms.
Yes.
It drives me nuts.
Yeah, so when we weren't engaged and I had Kinsley, I got so many stares, especially when I was alone. Like,
would they always just look at your ring finger?
Yes, they'd look straight to my finger. It was so annoying.
People look straight to my finger, but I have an E for Everly. Yeah. They're probably like, oh, she's engaged. I'm like,
probably.
No, that's my daughter.
Yeah, but now that I have a ring on my finger, I get way less stares because so many people stare straight to my ring finger.
And you got that bling.
Yeah, so I'm like, I need a fat rock Mason because people need to know that I'm engaged because I get so many, like...
I love that.
And the stares aren't like good stares. They're like death stares. Like people are so rude.
Because California too, like people are way ruder there.
Yeah,
like
I came to Texas, and everyone in Texas is so nice compared to California.
That's like what I love about Texas, that everybody's just so kind, and even when people have bad intentions, they're still good. Yeah. In a way, like when I would go to the grocery store, I would get a lot of people asking me things. Like they'd say, "How old are you, honey?" Like,
well, that's nice.
Yeah, like everybody has gone about it in a nice way. Yeah. Honestly don't remember anybody being rude about it. Yeah. I don't think, not intentionally at least. But I would just smile and say, I'm 14, this is my daughter Everly, or I'm pregnant. Yeah. Or I'm 15, this is my daughter. I'm 16, this is my daughter. I had her at 14. And just, I feel like the way I go about it is what gets me less judgment. Yeah. Just that I'm confident in being a mom and the age that I became a mom. People respect that. Yeah. So I just like, I definitely get those stares and that judgment, but that's just from strangers. Like, once somebody knows me,
yeah,
like, they know, okay, she's a good mom. Like, and that's something I really do pride myself in. Like, I've been a bad person, I've been a bad YouTuber, but I've never been a bad mom. I mean, like, that's just the one thing that I really do pride myself in. And I feel like that's with every mom. Like, they would rather be, like, a horrible human being than be a bad mom.
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
Yeah. Motherhood is just, like, I feel like no matter how old you are, if you're in that teen spectrum, people are gonna be shocked, the initial shock factor. And I feel like since I'm way younger, people have like the whoa, like you're how old again?
Yeah.
And with you, they're like, oh, she's a teenager, and they just associate you with like teenager. Well, obviously you're not anymore, but they're like, oh my god, she was a teen mom. And the word teen mom just carries on so much. Like, it carries so much weight. No matter how old you are as a teen mom, just the stigma carries so much weight in defining you.
Yeah.
Like, no matter how old you are, but the younger you are, I feel like there's more of a shock factor.
Yeah. When I first saw your channel, I was like, whoa, I can't imagine being 14 and pregnant.
Yeah, people, like, not a lot of times do people say, like, what a whore. A lot of times people do. But
you just filter out those comments.
Yeah. Like, when people... I've never had somebody in public, like, assume that I'm a hoe. Not to my face, because, like, when people are on the screen, they get this, like, confidence to be rude to people, which is horrible. It's absolutely horrible. Wait for next week's video. Not next week's. The next video, I will be talking about people behind the screen.
It's so much easier to fight behind a keyboard because you're not physically fighting.
Yeah, and if you look somebody in the eye and see how you're affecting them, it hurts.
So much easier to just type it out. And it's horrible what people say to me. I've had people say, I hope your baby dies. Yeah, literally, before I got induced, somebody said, I hope you die in labor better at your baby. And, like, we called the police, we were so upset, and then we just realized these are losers behind a keyboard, who cares? Yeah. People hurt people. So when somebody's rude to me, I'll just say, I can't. Hurt people. So when someone's rude to me, I'll just say, I'll pray for you, because they are hurting somewhere deep inside that is making them act towards people they don't even know. Exactly.
So
there's Kinsley in the background with her dad.
I'm stealing. Wait, no, I'll steal her in a second. So I want y'all to see Kinsley. She's so cute. Because nobody watched my other freaking video. So y'all didn't get to see her cuteness. Yeah, the judgment, I feel like, it's pretty much the same. I just had more of the what factor? Like, people were more shocked about my age.
Yeah. But I feel like you act my age, which is crazy.
It's just like, what being a mom does to you.
It makes you mature so much faster. And it's crazy. When I met Maddie, I'm like, you do not act like you're 14, 15, 16.
Yeah,
you act like you're my age.
Like, that's always been a thing for me, though. Yeah. I feel like that just prepared me in being a mom even more so, because as a child, I went through adult things. So when I was here, like, when I was like 10 years old, I was going through these things that like no 10-year-old should ever have to go through. Yeah. And that just made me grow up. Like, I didn't feel 10 when I was 10. Yeah. Like, you know? And that just prepared me to always be like, I never feel my age, ever. And it's so weird to say I'm 16. Yeah. My mental age is not 16.
It's really not. It's crazy.
Like, it is crazy, because sometimes I'll like go back to that 16-year-old mentality. Like, I was at the homecoming dance, I'm like, oh, I actually feel 16. And then I'm like, I feel so dumb. What am I doing? Like,
I know. If you stepped into high school, you'd be like, oh my gosh.
I know.
All these people are so dumb.
I know. That's like, sometimes I'll go to high school games and I'm like, did you really just say that?
Yeah, they're so immature. Like, when I met Maddie, and now I'm like, no, you're not that age. No.
Yeah, like, no, I'm not 16. I identify as 26.
Yeah, like, she relates to me more than my friends my age do, because like, they don't have kids.
Exactly.
And they act like they're 14. And I'm like, wait, what?
Yeah, having a kid just matures you so much. Like, it's so insane.
Fast. Yeah.
I had to switch my SD card because my other one filled up. Because I am the worst YouTuber ever, once again.
No, you're not.
I literally am. It's so bad. But we wanted to also talk about birth, because obviously that's a big part of being a mom. Giving birth, and that's one of the most spoken about things, you know, like,
definitely,
you birth a human.
It's pretty amazing.
Yeah. I want to, like, find and compare the differences in our birth that could be related to age. Okay. Did you have an epidural?
Yes, I did. I'm so glad that I did because, oh my gosh, it is a life saver.
Oh my gosh. I honestly, hats off to anybody who's given birth naturally with no epidural. Whew, I could never. So how long was your labor?
I think 48 hours. And I remember, like, once I hit a 3 centimeter, I had to have an epidural. I was like, I cannot
I got mine at like 3 too. Yeah, so we were both wusses. I don't think that has anything to do with age, though. I think we're just wusses.
Definitely. How long were you in labor for?
I think 28. 26, 28. I'm not sure, but I had her, I think it was at 3:32 on January 5th. And I was induced on the night before on the 4th. No, so I was in labor for less than 24 hours.
Maybe I was less than 48 hours. All I know was that I started my labor.
I think I was in labor for like, okay.
This is hard to remember.
Maybe like 18 hours? I'm not sure, but that's just because I was on Pitocin for a while. I had the Cervidil, and everything just went really fast.
Yeah.
Did you have any complications during birth?
Oh yes, I did. I had so many. Okay, so let's see here. So my water broke on January 29th, and I was so mad because, so I originally went in because I thought my water broke.
Yeah,
so
that's what I did too, and they tested me, they're like, no, you're good.
No, so I had 2 nurses. They were both probably my age, which is so funny.
Lord.
They were in training. There was no one else on the whole floor because they were so slammed that day. So 2 nurses came in, and they were my age, so that doesn't reassure me at all. I'm like, I want an old lady who knows what they're doing. They were in training too. So they take my water, and they're like, we'll be back in 10 minutes. So I was like, okay. They stuck that clothing up there, and it hurt so bad. That was so painful. So then they come back in an hour. I was waiting for an hour. What they claimed would take 5 or 10 minutes, they come back and like, no, that wasn't your water. And so I'm like, are you sure? So I get up, and my water starts squirting everywhere, and I'm like, that's not my water? And they're like, no, that's just other fluid. So I go home and I tell my mom, I'm like, Mom, I'm leaking everywhere. My mom's like, that's BS. That's your water, Kaylee.
Oh my gosh.
And so I was so mad. And so I called the hospital, and they're like, no, come back later that night because it's probably not your water. And I was like, I'm pretty convinced that it is. So then I
should have called another hospital.
Yeah, so then I was laying in bed with Mason, and I was like, I'm gonna call the hospital right now. And Mason's like, I'm pretty sure that's your water too. So I ended up calling the hospital. We went in around 10 p.m. that night. I went in, and I got a different nurse who's been there for what, 20 something years, and she's like, that's definitely your water. So they rushed me in, and I was like, I was so mad because they said that once my water broke in, I had like, I think 48 hours to get her out because
you can lose water and they won't have enough amniotic fluid.
And I had it like some kind of, what's it called? I had some kind of disease or something. I don't know what it is. I forgot what it is, but you had to get her out in a certain amount of time or else she's more prone to get something. And I had to take some kind of medicine to make sure that she didn't get that. I think it was called Group B strep or something. Let's see what else. I'm pretty sure that was it.
You think so?
Yeah.
Non-stress test.
It's not it.
Ultrasound. Okay.
Oh my god, why am I so dumb? I'm pretty sure it's Group B strep.
Yeah, I think that's what it is, because that's like, I remember being tested for that. That's like really common. Okay, so it was Group B strep.
So we looked it up. I'm pretty sure it's Group B strep. It's when they have to get the baby out in less than 48 hours or they can get it, and they also have to pump it through my IV. So I think that's what it was called. So then they almost forgot to give me that.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and so.
What kind of malpractice is this?
Yeah, I know. And I was so mad. So they almost forgot to give that to me. I had to remind them because they forgot it was in my chart.
During active labor, you had to remind them, I need my. I would die.
So then that happened, and then I wasn't dilating. I was stuck at like a ½ centimeter for I think a whole day.
Oh my god.
So then they had to insert a Foley bulb. That was so painful.
No.
And then I got to a 3. Then I got to a 3, and that took 6 hours for me to go to like a 0.5 to like a 3. And then I went to a 6 super fast, and then I went to a 10 super fast. They also had to pop my water because I still wasn't dilating after a 6.
I'm hurting just thinking about it.
And that hurt so bad too. And then they gave me the epidural, and everything started speeding up, and I went from a 6 to a 10 in I think like an hour. It was so fast, but
yeah,
I was in there for a total of I think 3 or 4 days. 3 days.
Yeah, because you have to stay 3 days, like, legally after you give birth.
Yeah, so this, like, literally a couple hours after I had her, I left the hospital because I told them I cannot be here any longer. I've been here for 3 days. I have dogs at home. I need to leave. And so they rushed everything. And I, like, was walking out of the hospital with her, and they're like, you can't do that. And they, like, stopped me, and this huge thing happened. And they're like, you have to put her in her car seat, and you have to, I was like, oh my god.
Yeah, they're so strict there. Oh my gosh, I remember all that crap. They like wanted me to talk to a what's it called? Like a what's it called?
A therapist?
No, basically. It's like a someone with like social security or like CPS or like not CPS.
I was like CPS. Were you the youngest one in their whole hospital to give birth?
Yeah, they said no. I actually asked, am I the youngest one to give birth? And they said, no, we've seen a 13-year-old, but you are up there.
Oh my
But like
gosh.
my birth was pretty like,
Yeah.
I mean, good.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that Everly came out not breathing. And I started bleeding out after Everly gave birth, so she wasn't breathing, I was bleeding out. It was a whole mess. But after that, everything was good, except for like, while I was in labor, Everly got really stressed out and her blood pressure like skyrocketed.
Oh my gosh.
And they had to take me off the Pitocin. But it was pretty smooth sailing other than that mess, because she didn't even have to go to the NICU. She was really healthy.
Did she get jaundice?
No, she didn't get jaundice.
Kinsley had it, and I had to go back to the hospital, I think 4 or 5 days
to get like the blue light treatment.
She didn't have to get the blue light. She wasn't that high, but I had to go 5 days in a row after she was born. It was such a pain in the butt, but I'm so glad that she didn't have to go under the blue light. I would not want to like give her away and be like, right after you have her, you have to put her under there. It's so sad.
Oh my gosh. But basically, I feel like my birth was pretty normal, except there was like this one nurse that was like a total.
Oh, I had a nurse like that too.
She was like, I'm your nurse, not your babysitter. If you need a diaper change, don't call me. Change the diaper. If you need anything, don't call me. I'm like,
That was like my nurse.
she's like, you're gonna have to grow up real fast, honey. I'm like, dude, I just gave birth. I have stitches in my vagina.
That's their job. That's literally their job. Oh yeah, did you tear a lot?
Yeah, I tore. I had a 2nd degree tear and I had to get stitches. Did you have a tear?
I had literally half of a tear is what they call it. Like my tear was not bad at all, but that was the worst part.
Probably because you were in labor for so long.
I'd rather give birth again than tear. Like because tearing was the worst part. When I peed, it literally felt like a paper cut down there, and I was peeing into a paper cut with like salt in the paper cut.
I literally waddled for so long. I was like, Mom, I need some medicine.
Yeah, I would cry every time I peed. It was that bad.
I'd cry every time I stood up. I just feel like, Mom, I think I just peed my pants. Like, postpartum is literally worse than birth.
shart my pants.
Honestly.
I literally sharted on my nurse.
Really?
Yeah, so I was sitting down, I still had the
Did I
epidural.
put this in the video?
Yeah. So I've come. Mason makes fun of me for it, but it's so embarrassing. But I'm just exposing myself, so it's okay. But literally right after I gave birth, like a few hours after, I heard myself like farting, and I never like fart because I get so embarrassed when I fart. But anyways, I heard myself farting, and I couldn't help it because I still had the epidural. I couldn't feel down there, and I was like, oh my god, I literally think I just like shat my pants. And
was
my
Mason
nurse
in the room?
No, Mason was asleep. Thank God. And so the nurse goes, oh, honey, that's normal. No, you didn't. And I was like, no, I smell it. And she goes, no. And I'm like, I swear to God, I think I did. So she grabs me, literally, like, pulls me. I had to bend over. She pulled down my underwear, and she started wiping my butt. I literally shot myself. And Mason was asleep. Thank God. If he would have saw that.
Was that, like, during labor or after?
Right after. And so then Mason woke up, and I never told him, and then like a few weeks later I told him, and to this day he tells me, you're the one that shat your pants. And he says that to me after every single argument, and I'm like, why did I even tell him that? But
honestly, that's hilarious.
Yeah, and it was like a lot too. I was so embarrassed. Oh my
I still don't know if I pooped on the table or not. There's literally an Instagram account dedicated. It's called Did Maddie SHIT on Everly. It's hilarious.
I asked them, and they said they wouldn't tell me.
Really?
Yeah.
So you probably did.
I probably did.
I probably did too, because that's like normal. If you're pushing, because honestly, when you're giving birth, you push like you're supposed to poop. So if there's anything in your large intestine, It's gonna come out.
I probably did because Mason snuck me in food every single day because I literally could not go without food. I'd rather poop on the table than not eat because
You weren't allowed to eat?
No, when you have your epidural, you're not supposed to eat.
But mine went so fast that I didn't even think about eating.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I had my epidural for a whole day, so I snuck in like 3 meals.
Why was your birth harder than mine and you're older than me?
I don't know. I think it's because I have a small... I don't know. They said I had a small cervix or something.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
They were scared. They told... I was so close to having a C-section.
Really?
So close because it was taking so long. And
Jeez.
they said that I had a really small cervix or something was small. And they said that I was so close. I heard them like talking about it in the background. And I was like, please no, can we try literally anything else? So they tried everything to get her out before C-section because I was terrified.
And luckily it worked. Yeah,
Thankfully.
I don't want to.
I'm scared.
I wouldn't be able to have stitches because I just feel like, I can't even think about it.
Can you imagine bending over though? Oh my god.
There's literally 2 flaps of your skin that are just like held together by some string.
That's so scary.
That sounds like, honestly, I feel like C-sections are harder than
But they
birth.
take way longer to recover from too.
Yeah.
And already giving
People are
birth,
so
it
strong.
took me like 6 weeks to recover. Oh yeah, and it's funny, they also forgot to put in my IUD after I gave birth because they remember how I said that they were forcing me to get some kind of birth control.
Yeah, they were forcing you.
Pretty much. They're like, pick one of these, and I was like, but I wanted birth control anyways, but I just didn't like how they were forcing it upon me. They literally said pick an option, and I was like, what if I wanted to have another kid like right after I gave birth? What's wrong with that? Like if I seriously was financially stable and I wanted another kid, why are they trying to force it upon me?
Exactly.
So I was just mad that they said that. And so then after I gave birth, I was like, did you guys put in the IUD? And they said, oh, they forgot. And I was like, oh my God. I was so mad. And so I was bleeding until I was 6 weeks postpartum. I stopped bleeding. The day after I stopped bleeding, I had to get my IUD in. Then I got my IUD in and I was bleeding for the next 6 months or something. I still bleed with it. I hate the IUD. I'm probably gonna take it out because
there's so many risks with it. Like literally, one of my mom's friends like had like the worst.
I hate it. It's literally ridiculous.
Yeah, I can't imagine. Oh my God.
It sucks. I don't like it at all. But
yeah, I just started the mini pill for my endometriosis.
Yeah. How do you like that? That thing? That's good, huh?
Yeah, it's good. I might have to, like, the thing about the mini pill, the reason that I take it is to get rid of my periods, because if I don't take it, I'll have to get surgery to remove the endometriosis from me, and that would not be fun.
Ugh,
Definitely don't like surgery. It's not fun. Yeah, okay, so let's get back on topic to differences in different ages. What about now that you've given birth, like, people who weren't supportive before, are they supportive now?
Yes. And
Same.
It's really funny how that works.
It really is.
And it just makes you like look at them differently because like you weren't there for me then. Why are you here for me now? And it's just like I don't like them anymore. Because
oh my gosh.
Hope they're not watching this video.
Mine probably are. Hi, how are you? I sound like Jeffree Star. Hi, how are ya? It's like, I feel like the idea of a baby is so much different than an actual baby. Because when you're pregnant, it's just the idea. Because you can't see.
Yeah.
I feel like if your belly was clear and you could see what was happening, people would be like so much more supportive. Because they're like, oh my God, that's actually alive. They don't just see this big old bump. But people are a lot more supportive now that they see Everly.
Yeah.
And probably now that they see Kinsley as well. Because they see like it wasn't all for nothing. Like there's this beautiful life now. But I think people are definitely more supportive now. Yeah. But at the same time, I'm always asked, how old are you? Because I'm a single mom, and they'll always ask like, what about the boyfriend? Is the dad still involved? I'm like, I can't even legally say this on my channel. But what else?
I know, I'm trying to think. I think that's
probably it. Like, there's a lot of differences, but the main differences are just in how old you are. Yeah. Like, the parenting aspect is still the same.
Yeah, like, no matter if you're 30, no matter if you're 20, no matter how
Wait, was it hard for you to learn how to parent?
No.
Same, because I have so many siblings. I've always been like a little mom.
So Maddie's one of 5, right?
Yeah.
And I'm one of 6, and we're both the oldest.
Yeah.
So it's so weird.
Because we both just like, we've always been like a little mommy. Like, that's how being the oldest sibling is. Like,
yeah, I pretty much raised all my siblings along with my mom.
Yeah, same. Like, it's so much fun. Like, I love it. Like,
we got really lucky in like that we had siblings and know what to do. Like, imagine somebody who gives birth and doesn't know what to do.
But at the same time, it's such an instinct.
I know. But we're just so lucky. We know how to change a diaper, and we're just so experienced in that aspect. So
it really is awesome. Okay. But I think that's going to be it for this video. In conclusion, we are different ages, but we share a lot of the same experiences and similarities, and every mother's story is different. But as a teen mom, you always carry the teen mom title, and it covers a lot of things no matter how old you are. 19 or 14 when you gave birth, like, still a teen mom.
Yep.
So went through the same struggles just because of that title that carries so much weight. Teen mom. But that is gonna be it for this video. Make sure you go subscribe to Kaylee. Y'all need to subscribe to her because
so sweet.
So there's this one video I want y'all to watch. What's it called? Like, things my boyfriend does that annoy me. It's so funny. Like, seriously.
Oh my gosh.
I'm not good at watching videos, but Kaylee sent this to me. She's like, what do you think of this? Like, I want your honest opinion. I literally laughed my ass off. Like, it was so funny.
Well, thank you. You're the only person.
No, I thought it was so funny. I don't know if I just have a weird sense of humor, but I loved it. But make sure you check out their channel. They're channeling. Oh my god, I just said channeling. Their channel, they are the V fam, and they're awesome, and they're moving to Texas hopefully, and I'm so excited. I'm really excited about that. But I will see y'all in the next video. Make sure you like this video if you enjoyed it. Push that notification bell. I've never said that in a video before, but make sure you do it.
Push it.
Push it. Yeah.
Push it real good.
That's what I want to do. But I will see y'all in the next video. Make sure you subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and I will see y'all next time.
Bye, guys.